Alright, guys, so I know you're expecting me to rant on this movie, but because I like to keep these kind of short and sweet, I don't really want to rant on this movie. I don't think I could rant on it enough to the point that there's nothing more that can be said that hasn't been said. I can't say I don't find it entertaining. I do find the ending kind of bullshit, but at the end of the day, I mean, I don't know. I don't know how to feel about this one. I know when I rated it, because after I watched all these I rated them as I was going on Facebook, and I know this was the first one I rated 1 star, and it's because I hated the fucking ending. But I'm not gonna rant on this movie, mainly because, quite frankly, there's just no point. Everybody knows why I'm gonna rant on the movie if I did, and I just think it's kind of a waste of time. I think it would be out of character to do it, uh, like I've been doing all these others. If I'm gonna put that much time into ranting on it, I should put this much kind of time into all the reviews. So I think it would be unfair to the other videos to do it in that way. But if you guys don't know, Friday the 13th Part 5, this is the movie that the last one was supposed to be the final chapter. So then they make this. It's like, what's the point? And you get to this movie, and there's no Jason. There's a Jason mask. I think there was, I'm pretty sure it was with this title screen, they had like this cool 3D effect, if I remember right, like the mask comes up and hits the thing, the title screen. If I remember right, I could be wrong. Like I said, a lot of these movies just kind of mesh together, so you forget things. But this movie's kind of not forgettable because it's so vastly different. But there are some things that are funny, but I think they're kind of unintentionally funny. Like the kid with the candy bar scene. Everyone talks about that. Um, it's like, he's like, hey man, you want a candy bar? Hey, you want a candy bar? And then this guy is sitting there chopping the wood, and he just axes the fuck out of him. It's insane, And then, of course, if you haven't seen the mystery reveal, I won't spoil it for you. But regardless, you got this mystery reveal, which is kind of bullshit. It's not as bullshit as the first movie, where it's like, oh, the character comes in the last 15 minutes. But it's just like, oh, so that's what it was. And it just feels kind of lackluster at the end. It feels like you kind of wasted your time, It doesn't feel like, oh wow, this was a really great movie. I'd say the acting as far as this movie goes is probably the worst it's been. Um, but there's still some funny things about it. And of course, like everybody else, the rack. Yes, everybody remembers the rack from the movie. I think that's why a lot of people, say that. They're like, oh, this movie's not that bad. I, I'm not the kind of person that judges a movie, whether it's good or bad, based on something like that. But yeah, I guess it is nice, but it's not like, oh yeah, I gotta have this movie just for that. I'm sure I could find it online or something. A picture or a small clip of that. I mean, if that's the only real reason I wanted to watch it, it's just like, But again, I know there are people that probably defend this movie, probably just for that, but then they try to make up excuses as to why. Oh, it actually is pretty crafty. I'm sorry. I think Friday the 13th Part 5 is kind of crappy. I can't hate on it too much because, quite frankly, they at least tried something different, even though in this case, I think trying something different sucks. I can't rant on the movie because, like I said, I don't want to give this movie any more time than the others. I feel it'd be unfair. But, like I said, those two things and then the mystery reveal, that's pretty much all the movie is. If you skip this movie, you don't even know, you wouldn't miss anything. A little bit of expansion on Tommy Jarvis's character, but it's not young Tommy Jarvis now, it's like the older version. And he goes to the nut house, and there's all these crazy people there. They all have problems. But, I mean, and then, you know, like I said, that, you know, those things happen, the random killings happen. At the end, you find out who's doing it, and it's not Jason. I'll go ahead and put that there. It's not Jason. And then people like to say, well, Jason was in spirit here. Well, you know, I think that's just giving excuses for the movie to exist. I think they just didn't have an idea, and they just were like, oh, let's throw this together and put the name on it for whatever reason. So, that's all I want to say about the movie. Not much. Just want to keep this short and sweet. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening, guys. Take care. And I'll see you guys for the Friday the 13th I actually haven't seen yet. Everyone claims it's the best one. Personally, when I started watching it, I couldn't get into it. I didn't care for the acting, honestly. So I'm going to have to wait on this one and give it another chance. I might even review the other ones that I've seen first and then come back to this one. Because just reasons. So I'm not sure if the next one you'll see is part 6, but if it's not, if you are watching these through my subscriptions, you know, don't freak out. It's probably just because I haven't seen it. I haven't seen that one or 7. I've only seen the beginning parts of them. They never hooked me. Part 8 I had an interest in because I was like, oh, hey, cool, you know. Jason takes it. That looks really cool. And then, of course, I did watch the movie thinking it was going to be really cool, and of course you know how that is. And then part 9 I only watched the beginning of and never finished because no Jason. And then part 10 I've never seen anything of other than a couple of clips from people's reviews. So after this, the franchise for me, it kind of strays downhill. Like, it just, I haven't seen much of it, and if I have, I didn't really have much to say. But I know I need to give Part 6 a chance because everyone says it's their favorite, the best, and I want to see it. So I'll get around to watching it eventually, but if you do happen to see Part 8 come up next, don't freak out. It's just how it is. But I will get to doing them all eventually. So thanks for watching. Take care. I know I've spent a little more time on this than the others, but I'm going to go ahead and cut it off now. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening, guys. Take care, and we'll see you guys for whatever video is next. Probably Jason Takes Manhattan, but I'm not sure. So, again, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Take care, and peace.